Hello, this is over at Quick Little Anime with another video. Today's I'm kind of covering MaStar video that he made because he seems to be being blackmailed by some trolls. I skipped all the part where he's like shilling for his own like product and stuff. I suggest you not watch these videos that these people done on him. I don't know why he made this video. It's very stupid. It kind of I guess people just look for it because it's very easy to look for it. If you type in what he typed in a search bar, which he left in, then you would get their videos. They're just really bad troll videos. There was some, I guess, legitimate criticism in those here and there, but most of it is 100% trolling and name calling and stuff like that. But I noticed he had some really bad arguments in here. I want to cover those now, and I'll come in here.
I made a video about Demon Rush, basically saying it's Trace. These guys have been saying a lot of dishonest and manipulative things in their videos, so I'm just going to clear the air, primarily for my fans. I'm not worried about this at all, but I think it's probably a good thing that I at least let you guys know what's going on. If you did see one of these videos and are questioning my integrity, at least let me just prove it wrong right here. And for context, I'm not going to be showing any of their names because a lot of times people make videos like this because they're clout chasing and...
I mean, you don't have to, because if you look just for MaStar Media, you'll probably like run into it in a search bar or search for exactly what he did.
Giving them attention is exactly what they want, so I just want to debunk the things they've said, and you guys can make your own conclusions. And finally, it ended with one of them reaching out to me and saying if I paid him, he would not only take the video...
I'm glad he didn't pay him, because that would be really stupid of him to do.
...down, but he would expose the YouTubers who hired him to make the videos. This is a very deep rabbit hole, and it's a huge story that I've never really talked about, but I've basically been the target of coordinated attacks via manipulation for the majority of my YouTube career. Lots of lies and slander. And
seems like it's like 3, maybe 4 people doing it. It's not like this huge like group of people trying to take him down. Like he's like, maybe there's more people. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot, but okay.
Misinformation, and for the most part I've just ignored it, and I'm still here, right? So
I should have kept it ignoring it. This video is pointless, to be very honest. It just gives them views to their videos.
I've always kind of wondered, like, should I have just responded to these kind of people in the past?
No, you shouldn't do that this time.
Maybe, maybe it would have helped my reputation, but I didn't respond to it. I just bit my tongue and was the bigger man, and I'm still here, and I'm still going, and I'm still, like, surviving.
Yes, you said that. Thank you.
So maybe it was the right choice to just ignore them for all this time, but in any case, Demon Rush is my baby, and for them to try and say that Demon Rush is traced, which is absolutely not, I definitely need to just put my foot down, at least at the...
Here comes some of the really bad arguments that he makes.
At the very least for my viewers, prove to you guys that it's not, and just give you peace of mind. So one of the things he says is the main character's designs change every scene because MaStar is still tracing, and
it has many flaws. The main character's design changes every scene because MaStar Media is still tracing.
Now I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here because I really don't know. But basically he says there's different artists and stuff like that. I'm going to pause it here and we'll go past the ads here. But basically he says there was no one to clean up the animation, and it was just it looked different because he had like 5, 6
who was trying to put this together on top of making a manga and a trading...
I mean, if you look at I guess the trailer of the anime, it's just
card game and running my main channel at the same time. It was a lot of work. Honestly, we did the best we could. I'm very, very proud of the Demon Rush animation that we made. Yes, it could have been better, but we're also not an official studio. We didn't have any budget. Like, literally, I paid for it out of pocket. We didn't ask anyone for money. There was no Kickstarter, nothing. I had about $300 to $400 coming in a month from Patreon.
I find this a little bit weird that he's paying people from the Patreon money, because as far as I know, he makes 6 figures, so not too sure why he has to go to that. I don't know his bills or his budget or anything like that. I don't know what kind of overhead he's looking at after he pays his own personal bills, the people he works under, so I have to kind of take his word for it here.
That was basically our budget.
I had to give him the benefit of the doubt because I really don't know.
Budget to try and make a completely original anime, and For what we had, I'm very, very proud of it. I only know of one other anime YouTuber that has ever made his own anime, and his name
He repeats this quite a bit. Like that has nothing to do with these shitty videos that they made on you.
was Misty Chronixia, and it failed, and he's not on YouTube anymore, I don't think. He also tries to say that we copied Guts from this Berserk drawing.
Now, I want the people to look at this and notice it looks quite familiar to this. He tries to dismiss this very poorly, I might add. We'll get into that when it comes up, but this looks insanely alike. It looks like it's at least referenced.
Which appears to be a fan drawing. I don't know where, I mean, I guess the eye is somewhat similar, but this
Just the eye.
panel was taken directly from the manga. All I did was I upscaled it, I colored it,
That doesn't mean it wasn't traced.
I made some animation of breathing, and that's it. And a lot of times you'll see these guys in their videos where they're trying to accuse me of tracing or something, which granted I did in the past, and I've always been open about it, hence the giant disclaimer.
As far as I know, he wasn't always open about it, so this is kind of, I guess, half-truth. He didn't really start doing this until Clothespin called him out, so yeah, he wasn't always doing it.
In the beginning of all my video, but I always saw it as editing, right? Like if I have this picture of Goku and Vegeta, and I want to swap out Goku for Saitama,
I mean, that's not really editing, it's pretty much stealing, but alright.
I consider that editing, but there's always been this like narrative from this group of people on the internet that want to make you believe that like I'm a criminal that's like purposefully stealing art to make money, when that's...
You were definitely copying things, and obviously referencing stuff, and obviously tracing things that do not belong to you, taking characters that don't belong to you or are copyrighted, and you did make money off of it. So I'm not saying you're a criminal. I'm saying you've copied things and made money off of it.
Completely untrue and not the case. Back in the day, I used to edit and repurpose old footage and photos of the animes to make a new story. And the manga panel in question obviously was drawn by the Demon Rush manga artist Pedro Perez, who has done absolutely ridiculous shots like this and like this. I don't think that in a million years he would ever need to trace anything, especially some...
Okay, this is where his arguments are really freaking terrible, okay? Just because he's a good artist doesn't mean he didn't at least reference it. I'm not saying he traced it. I don't know if he did or not. But it's very similar, and it looks at least referenced at some degree. You have to acknowledge that, or you're just going to look stupid like you are right now. That doesn't, negate that he didn't take and trace this. Okay, that's a terrible argument. Please, the love of God, realize like certain people are gonna look at it like, yeah, that looks so familiar. It looks like it was traced. Come on.
Some fan drawing of Guts. Yeah, similar shots does not equal tracing, and these...
That's true, but they look very similar. Just like when Toyotaro did the Captain American pose, it's pretty obviously he traced it. I'm not saying that particular shot was traced, but it definitely has a lot of suspicion to it.
These guys like are really reaching. Like there's this second shot he shows here.
This is also where MaStar stole his
I really don't think this is reaching. We'll cover that as soon as he points this stuff out.
first walk cycle animation, as you can see from this anime.
Of Rush walking towards the sunset, and he tries to say that it was stolen from Fate Apocrypha. We have the animatics for this. I saw the animatics in multiple renditions of it, so I know for a fact it wasn't traced. And if you...
Okay, just because it wasn't traced doesn't mean it wasn't referenced. Okay, and he might have actually traced it. It looks very similar, and I'm not saying it's traced because I really don't fucking know. It just looks like it. So if it wasn't traced, it looks like it was clearly referenced.
If you really care that much, you can go ahead and put them side by side and look at the feet positioning. It's definitely different.
Just because the feet positioning is different doesn't mean he didn't copy it or at least reference the scene. Come on. Holy shit, these are terrible arguments.
Again, similar shots don't equal tracing. These guys are just reaching. This is the best.
Yes, it's a similar shot, but it looks exactly the same. Guy down walking down towards the sunset with a cape flapping. Like, you can't say that doesn't look at least referenced. Come on.
That they could come up with. I bet they've been banging their head against a brick wall for the past month and a half trying to find out where the scenes of Demon Rush are traced from, and they couldn't do it. And that's probably why they got mad enough to make a video like this.
They're just, yeah, just mad. Okay.
It's because they just couldn't find anything because it's not traced. So they had to reach, and that's...
It might not be traced, but it's not reaching. If it looks so familiar, it can look like it's been traced, or at least, at the very least, referenced.
the best that they could do. He also says things like the backgrounds are taken from Anime War. That's not true. We have an artist named Karn who not only did...
I don't know if this is true or not, so we're going to have to take his word for it. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Did specifically new landscapes based on the setting that I described, which was salt flats under the sunset. And Karn's an exceptional artist. He didn't take it from anywhere. He also did a lot of the card art for...
There comes up the argument again. Just because he's a great artist doesn't mean he didn't take anything. Holy shit.
For us as well. He's a phenomenal, very versatile artist, and he's just an amazing addition to the team. So this is just more lies and manipulation that they're...
Hilarious, because you're manipulating your audience, thinking just because they're great artists that they don't steal anything or haven't steal anything. I'm not accusing them of any of that, okay? Let's get that straight. I don't fucking know, but that doesn't negate the argument that they could have stolen stuff or copied something.
Trying to throw out there just to make me like look worse, but yeah, the proof is in the pudding. He said that it's rumored that I hire poor foreigners and pay...
I don't know if this is a stock video, but it's a troll video. I don't know why you made this video, because it's obvious trolling.
Pay them $100 a month to steal scenes from anime. So I paid the animators their agreed upon rate. So I asked them, I said, and this is how I approach...
We'll get into this when he shows you the contract, because he's kind of telling the half truth about the $50 per second. We'll get to it though.
Just about everybody I work with. I say, how much do I have to pay you for you to feel happy with the work? And the agreed upon rate was $50 per second.
Not 100% true. We'll get into that when he shows the contract.
Per second. This was in our contract as well.
Okay. I'm going to stop it here because it says the agreed upon price is $20 per second of rough animation, $40 per second for clean animation, or $50 per second for fully clean and shaded animation. So it depends on what you're doing and what you're producing. Also, he points this out: the contractor complies that all work is provided has been not traced, referenced, modified, or adapted to any other copyrighted works. That doesn't mean they didn't do it. It just means they broke the contract.
As a stipulation that none of the work that they do can be traced or referenced from any other material. And in fact, Semi-Automatic, who's the one who did both the walking scene of Rush as well as some of the other crazy sword dodging animations, he saw this comment and left one on the video saying, as one of the animators on this production for the first episode, I find your dishonesty to be quite troublesome. The scenes you mentioned...
Honestly, I don't think they're being dishonest there. It looks like it was traced. You just have to look at other people's perspective and see if someone's going to look at that. They might think
being traced or stolen is far from the truth. The animators that he hired did not trace anything from any other works and is entirely of our own creation. He also pays us a very good price for our work, and we appreciate his fairness.
Going off of one person that I don't know, that could be lying. It's just a fanboy of yours. I'm not accusing them of this. I'm just saying that could be the thing here. You know, that could be something that I can't really take this guy's word for it, really.
He also says Jake claims this is his series as if he actually created 25% of the animation myself. Granted, a lot of it was the stiff stuff. You know, I'm not as good as these guys. That's why I hired them. I was pretty proud of myself about some of the scenes, like this smile at the end and some others. But basically, I had to fill in the gaps, you know, like... There was a lot of animation to be done. There wasn't enough animators' time or money to go around. And so, as with every section of this entire project, I had to get my hands dirty. And in the animation, yeah, some of the parts I had to just do it. The thing is, yeah, maybe the animation looks stiff or it could have been better here and there, but like, look, we got it done. I mean, how many people can actually say that? Like, that they have the
Again, with like, how many people can say they have their own? Like, no one gives a shit, MaStar. Like, okay, like, I won't say nobody, but a lot of people don't really care about that. Like, you got your fanboys who love it, obviously, but honestly, that has nothing to do with the troll videos that they made on you, okay?
their own anime, or at least a clip of their own personal anime online. Not many. A lot of that is due to the help of these great and talented people who helped me on the project, and me for filling in the gaps wherever was needed. So after this guy posted the video about Demon Rush, I
Demon Rush, worst anime. Just look that up. You'll find their videos. Congratulations, you left it in there.
went on and I left a comment, a lengthy one, just debunking, and I was like, I see you've been fed a lot of
Yeah, I looked up the video and I can't find
misinformation. Let me just debunk this stuff. And he quickly hid my comment. So I can still see it, but you guys can't, meaning that nobody sees the video, can see me debunking his claims, and that's kind of why I'm making this video.
I deleted it or it's on approval or whatever.
But also because
Or you blocked them.
they're trying to blackmail me, and I'll show you here now.
I'm gonna stop there because he just goes about all the messages and how people are fair criticism and stuff like that. I won't get into the blackmail stuff. If you want to find that out, you can listen to his video. But obviously, trying to get something out of him, some kind of monetary value. That's pretty obvious. These are really shitty troll videos that have like 2,000 or 3,000 views. So I don't understand why he made this video. It just, I guess, makes him a little bit more infamous and easier to find. The videos, some of it was pretty funny, but 90% of it is like insults and just obvious trolling. So this video he made was really stupid, if you ask me, and his arguments, trying to defend this stuff was really stupid. He gets in this weird defensive stance about whenever people are really critical, even if it's unfair criticism, that he doesn't really think of the arguments really that rational. And he comes on here and makes the video like this, and it looks like he's just, I don't know what the right word is just like shilling for it without even thinking about, yeah, like these things look like they can be traced, or at least, at the very least, referenced at some point in time. I'm not saying they're traced. I don't fucking know that 100% verbatim, but it looks so familiar that they could have been traced or at least referenced. Hopefully he learns from this and not make another video like this when people are criticizing him. If he wants to talk to me about that, I guess I will. I highly doubt he'll watch my video on. If he wants to talk to me, fine. I don't really care. I have really nothing to say. I'm very critical about his stuff. I made a video criticizing his Demon Rush anime, well, his manga, and I might do for on the first his animation. But like this video felt so unnecessary. Thank you for listening. Rate, comment, subscribe.